What do you make of this absolute Farmers League?
Listen, let me tell you, this is one thing I didn't expect. I actually expected Dortmund to win. All they have to do is beat Mainz. And you know, I was just chilling on my way to my cousin's house. Heard Dortmund were leading, was like, okay, they're gonna win the league. Made it to my cousin's house, connected to the Wi-Fi. And I saw Bellingham crying. I'm like, what happened? Apparently it ended 2-2, and then Bayern scored a late winner. Jamal, the wonder kid, better than Pedri, Musiala, scored the winner. And then Bayern just proceeded to sack their CEO, director of football, and they're planning to sack Tuchel. I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. Seriously. I mean, imagine winning the league and you just sack everybody because it wasn't good enough. What? What? It's 11 straight.
Genuinely, it's so crazy, right? Like they literally just won. I know, I get it, right? Too close for comfort. Bayern for the last couple of years have won the league with 5 games a year, 4 games a year. You know, it's really too close for comfort, right? Tuchel, in my opinion, it's been a disaster at Bayern for him. This league title, honestly, he does not deserve it. This league title should go to the man before him. We all know who I'm referring to. But moving on from that absolute shambles of the league, from that Farmers League to the Premier League, Leicester City, champions 7 years ago. The second time in history a player who has won Champions League, won the Premier League relegated in Jamie Vardy. So Leicester City and Leeds United have gone down. I expected as much from Leeds. You know, Leeds not being the best they have, you know, Jesse Marsh in the boot. Just been a horrible season for them. No one expected Leicester to be in this situation at the start of the season. Everyone, including myself, had Leicester high up there. Now they've gone down. Jackson, what do you make of the season for them? And do you think that?
Well, the thing is, I didn't have Leicester. I didn't have Leicester finishing high up. I actually had them finishing in and around. They were supposed to be in a relegation fight, but they were supposed to escape it. The problem is they sacked Rodgers at a horrible time. He was awful when it started, we can all say that. He turned it around when they looked like they were going to be moving up the table. Then they got awful again. Then they sacked him. And they had a caretaker manager for 2 6-pointers, which they eventually lost. And Dean Smith came in. He had no luck keeping Norwich up. He kept up Villa by a dodgy move in lockdown, if you can remember that. So, you know, Leicester deserve to go down. And people are, there are people actually saying that Leicester couldn't keep up with the big boys of the Premier League because of the money. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but wasn't Leicester in a title race 2 years ago? Didn't they literally finish 5th 2 years ago? What are you talking about? They can't compete with money. They were competing just fine. Tielemans got a long injury. Indeed, he fell off a cliff. And I have no idea what else happened. I mean, he benched VARDY. Iheanacho had no form. He didn't play Daka.
And I think that's what ultimately led to them going down. How can you bench one of the Premier League's most clinical strikers of all time? And yes, I said of all time. Jamie Vardy. I don't think I've ever seen Jamie Vardy go through on goal, get muscled off the ball by a defender as much as I did see him, as much I've seen Iheanacho get done in for the season. I've always seen Jamie Vardy run, look up, pick his spot, bang. I don't think I've seen Jamie Vardy ever miss a one-on-one, personally, in all the years watching Leicester City in the Premier League, right? I don't understand why bench the man. He's getting old, I know. But I think the proper decision should have been to rotate him and Kelechi Iheanacho. Keep him in for the big games, and let Iheanacho get some experience, because clearly he's inexperienced. Now, I guess he'll have to get that experience in the Championship. And now, I guess, Jamie Vardy can finally get his move away from the club. You know, not that it's worth anything now, considering that he's old.
Yeah, man. I couldn't say it any different than how you actually put it a while ago, because Iheanacho, I know he hit form last season, and I know they won the FA Cup. I think it was It was last season, wasn't it? They won the FA Cup. No, it was 2 years ago. It
No. I
Yeah, it
think
was two
City won
years
the
ago.
FA Cup last year.
And I know Iheanacho was in good
Or
form
Liverpool.
ending the season last year, but you got to look at it. You have to use your experience until it goes bad. Use it until there's no more of it. Simple as that.
Exactly. It would be like Tottenham saying, hey, let's bench Harry Kane and play, I don't know, a Richarlison, a striker for all this season. It does not make any sense whatsoever. Richarlison has never, let me just move it back. Iheanacho has never put up better numbers than Jamie Vardy in any season in his career. Never. Right? I don't see the thought process behind the whole picking Iheanacho. I guarantee you, if Vardy had been playing those last 5-6 games, Leicester would have stayed up and Everton would have beat the dust. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
But, being short on time, let's move on from them. And Liverpool FC says goodbye to Roberto Firmino and says a warm welcome to the Argentine International World Cup winner, former Brighton Hove Albion player, Alexis McAllister Jackson. I've been a fan of Alexis McAllister long before the World Cup. I think he would have been excellent for Manchester United. United have really let this go, slipping him over to their biggest rivals. Jackson, I don't see a way this transfer really fails them. Do you agree or do you disagree in that regard?
He shouldn't fail because there's no midfield at Liverpool. There's no failing to happen. I think McAllister is ready for the big move. He's shown he can do it, on the big stages. We saw it at the World Cup and everything like that. Obviously, we've seen him at Brighton as well, and he would have been a fantastic player for Manchester United if he had made the move there, or if United had taken their fingers out of their ass and actually just spent some money. But yeah, Liverpool are getting a great player. It's not completed yet, obviously. It's not completed. It will be. Apparently, it's supposed to be completed in the next days, so that's between 10 and 21 days from now. Yeah, but McAllister is a great signing. Firmino, well, he has one big contract left. He might be playing for Real Madrid. We don't know. But Arsenal fans are gonna love that Firmino's gone. I'm telling you.
Man, he's terrorized a lot of teams at this time in the Premier League. Certainly an unsung hero, similar to a man that we're moving on to next, Jack Grealish. I fully believe that Jack Grealish is City's unsung hero this year. Him and Nathan Ake both have been massive improvements coming into the new season. Honestly, excellent. I don't even think I know you don't really like City nor their players, but not even you can denounce the fact that how good Grealish has improved under Pep Guardiola, which further iconicizes the stigma that Pep can turn players into absolute beasts.
Listen, Grealish, I'll continuously say it. Grealish is not a left winger. Grealish is being played out of position for some goddamn reason. But he's not a left winger. He ain't got no type of pace or anything like that to be a left winger. Secondly, Jack Grealish has less goals than Jadon Sancho this season. I know he's been a bit more consistent, but in this age, because I think Carragher and Neville, and Carragher put Grealish ahead of Giggs in the 99 team and was saying, and referencing stats, and obviously he's bang off because obviously Giggs gets ahead of him, and there are multiple left wingers that you can think of to put ahead of Grealish. Now, yes, he's had a good season compared to the flop seasons he's had in the past. He is slowly working his way back to that. We won't be able to know if he's actually had a decent season. The problem is Gareth Southgate, as an England manager, will pick them regardless. He's literally picked Harry Maguire for playing one game in 3 months. Come on. So, Grealish has been playing good. He's been playing well for City. Technically, I don't really notice him much on the pitch. You only notice the midfield and where it goes because that's where everything happens. But, he's not been all that bad.
Yeah, I've seen his presence on the pitch. As you said, we saw that in the Champions League when him and Danny Carvajal. I thoroughly enjoyed that battle. Moving on to the final topic of today, and PSG are again real on champions. Bit sweet and sour that one for us Lionel Messi fans. All things considered, he did not applaud the altar that full time, and why should he? You don't respect people who have been constantly disrespecting me for the entire season. All credits to PSG. They're a small club, not the biggest player in the world. They lost the biggest player in the world. Now they're back to small club status. Wishing them the best in the next season, Jackson. PSG cut it quite close, especially due to all the scandalous things happening in their camp for the entire season. We know they don't really like Messi because of what happened in the World Cup. We know that Mbappe is a poster boy. But Jackson, wrapping it up and ending the show. Rate Lionel Messi's PSG career out of 10. Personally, I give it a 6.5 out of 10. Hasn't been anything really special, but Messi has been there and has done good work for his money.
I couldn't put it any higher than what you just did because it's been a shit show, but they've won 2 league titles. That's the issue. Messi didn't light the world on fire in France. The fans didn't like him that much. They welcomed him, but they didn't like him over the time because, as Lionel Messi, I think they expected 40 goals and 30 assists. And obviously he's not going to be hitting that at his numbers at his age. Okay. Lionel Messi, 5 out of 10. That's about a good rating. And PSG did cut it close. RC Len. And I can't believe there are people who are saying that this is where football has fallen to a team celebrating finishing in the top 4. But I'm sorry, didn't RC Len got promoted about 3 years ago and are fighting for the title with a squad where their best player is worth 300 million more than the entire Len team. It's idiotic. But listen, Messi's not had all that a good time. Where will he go now? What I've been told, he doesn't view Barcelona as an option financially, so we don't know where he's gonna be yet. Maybe he goes to Qatar or Saudi Arabia, we don't know. Probably he finally takes that job up in the MLS, I don't know.
I mean, I've heard sources, you hear me, right?
I'm hearing you, man.
I've had sources saying that Messi's joining Portmore United, so I don't know about that.
After the way Lamar did it, nah, Lamar's our Messi, man. Lamar's our Messi.
Come on, we all know it's Messi.
We couldn't pay him though. We couldn't afford to pay him. Not in hell.
Hey, we never know. Maybe he's a fan of Curry Gold.
Oh boy, man. Well, yeah, we gotta wrap up now. It's the last 90 seconds. I just wanted first, before you can get your conclusion in, link in the description, whether it's YouTube or whatever. Sav's first article. It's out. It's been out for about a week. We've just done a show, so you're just gonna get the link. Yeah, and he's gonna write more as long as he can, have fingers. And so will I. Sav, go on.
Yeah, just check it out. Any feedback would be appreciated. And yeah, thank you guys again for listening. Always listening, always commenting, always be there. You can follow us at GZ_sports again. Jackson Ryan Williams on Jackson Ryan Williams and Randy Singer on Twitter. You can also find our legal partner, João Miguel. Just all shout outs to everyone who's been supporting us, and stay strong. Peace out. Vamos.
Vamos, man. And we will hear you guys again next week. FA Cup final. I will either be recording after because I'm pissed, or be recording after because I'm very angry and want somebody to die. We'll hear you next week.
See you next time.